Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, quick shout out to the 19. So I have a video here I want to share with you and comment on. And I debated, I went back and forth on whether to do this or not because I know a lot of people will say, well, she wants the clicks and she wants the attention and you're giving it to her, which I understand. I even had someone send me this video and say, hey, you got to do a podcast on this. And I do get all that. Right? And I talk about that a lot with trolls. I see that, in my comments and, I ignore them. But I also think there are certain things that need to be pushed back on, that we need to say, hey, no, you know what? We need to call this out. This is not good because if we don't call it out, you get more and more of it. And that I think has been the problem all along, that this young woman has never faced any consequences for behavior. Now, this, of course, shockingly, is Dijonai Carrington. We all know what she said about Fever fans, where she would pick out an obvious troll online and take their troll comment, and then she would apply that to all the Fever fans. But guess what? Her behavior isn't about Fever fans. It is about who she actually is, as we'll see in this video, because guess what? This is not a Fever fan, and we're going to dig into some of the things that she says here. Now, I will give you a little bit of context because we don't have the beginning video. Just in my research in an article I found is she went out with some friends. Apparently, they wanted to play music, which, as you'll see in this video, that her and her friends are a little hyped up. Maybe they've been drinking. I don't know. That's just, but I can see very much how they, and you'll see at the end of the video with the music as well, that they could be very, very loud in the vehicle. And the Uber driver didn't want him to play music. And I guess it escalated, surprise, surprise. And he said, well, I'm not taking anywhere. I don't know how far he took him or anything, but I guess he wanted to be paid for what he had done. And they, of course, didn't want to pay him. And so it escalated from there. So that is where we now check in with Dijonai Carrington went live. She went on her IG live to talk about this. And I want to get into a few of the things she says that I think very much cross the line to the point where the WNBA actually needs to step in and suspend her. I don't care if it's off the court stuff. She's a representative of the WNBA, and there's some just unacceptable stuff in here. But let's dig in.
Oh, he turned his back on me.
The scammer life is good.
Did he ruin your birthday, friend? I hope not. Woo! What'd he say? What'd he say? We can like music. Y'all should have broke something in this sir's car.
All right, a couple things to point out. Did you hear that? Simply because he didn't want them playing music. And as you can see, right, they're kind of hyped up. Um, Criminal act and break stuff in his vehicle. This man, who I don't know if this is his only job, if it's a second or third job, he's trying to make a living and pay the bills, and she wants someone to break stuff in his car. She's going on IG Live to ruin him. I don't know what Uber's going to do with this. The other thing is, pay attention to what you just saw from all three of the ladies and their body language and their demeanor, because that's going to come in to play. It's going to be really important in about a minute with what she says.
Where is he? You guys, this stuff is crazy. And I had to really expose him in real time because I don't know, honestly, I don't know why white people think they can get away with trying to just like scare black people by saying, oh, I'm going to call the police. Like, okay, and we did nothing wrong, so that's fine.
Okay, well, first of all, see again, it's always this lady, everything in her life is about your tan level. Any consequences for it. If you want to talk about privilege, this is a woman who has privilege. By the way, let me know in the comments below if I'm not mistaken, and I might be because I didn't double check before doing this video. It just popped into my head. I believe she went to private school. Did she not? Also, might want to change that hair color because then you're getting into like cultural appropriation. Also, Pretty sure the man is not actually of the completely untanned variety. And you didn't do anything wrong, you say. However, you did just suggest that one of your friends break something in his vehicle, which would actually be a crime. Anyway.
Go ahead and call the police. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Live and in the...
What do you think? Middle Eastern? Now think about this. And this guy's, I'll tell you what, this guy is doing a lot better job than I would have. He knows, he's got to know she's telling lies, right? He's there, she is putting him on the internet live, right in his face with that camera. Like I said, I mean, hopefully Uber pays attention to everything that's going on. This guy does not lose his job. But like I said, I think yeah, anyway, keep going. Now pay attention. This is really going to get you.
The flesh for you to see. He tried to kidnap us and take us.
Did you catch that? Now her voice rose because she wanted him to hear that. Now, while he was not by his vehicle, she stood by his vehicle. You saw how calm she was. You saw her one friend who was hyped up. They were laughing. Did they seem like young ladies that just escaped a kidnapping? Did they seem to you like young women who just escaped a kidnapping? But here she is, because again, the height of privilege, never faced any consequences for any of this nastiness and the lies her entire life. And she's got this guy on IG Live telling everyone that he tried to kidnap them. Let that sink in for a moment. This is the class that you get from the WNBA, unfortunately. Does that seem like a woman who would not deliberately poke another player in the eye? And as we all know, after that happened, a reporter dared to ask about it. What was the response by the WNBA? To try and get the reporter fired for asking the question. Again, no consequences, privilege.
Look, oh, now he's going to talk to our next Uber driver. Let's see how this goes.
سوي لك مشاكل والله.
That is Arabic. So again, I'm guessing he's not of the completely non-tan variety.
Hold on. He just said something in another language to the next driver. What did he say? Dummy, he don't even speak that language. He speaks Spanish. He's a dumbass because our new driver speaks Spanish. This motherfucker was trying to speak Arabic.
There's that spasm. She's got, man, those, anyway, I'm sorry, I was speechless for a second because back to the fact that this young lady calling other people dumb. Like, grow up. You're an adult. You're a professional basketball player. Do you have any class as a human being? And by the way, I'd like to point out, and I couldn't tell for sure, but like that young lady in the front seat, because I'm thinking back to what she said about skin color and using the R word, of course, and the guy's not even of the non-tan variety. She seemed like she was. And if not, very mixed. This young lady right here, mixed as well. But again, just the whole nastiness of it. For the biggest thing for me was the kidnapping stuff. Like that is a definite line crosser. And I think the WNBA really needs to step in and handle some things with some of these players who are completely out of control.
Arabic and Spanish do not sound the same. driver can leave.
No, I'm saying this guy's trying to get off his spot.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna cut there because of I don't know if that music's gonna get copyrighted on me or not, but you can hear it getting louder. Again, if you were a driver, would you want it's getting loud, the music's loud? I wouldn't want to drive them around at night, which would be the last thing I will say about that real quick is for any of you that have had teens who drive, or if you remember being one and you would have an adult drive many of you around at one time, or you finally had that friend, or you were that friend that was the first to get their license to drive. Like for me, for my parents, when I first got my license, I could have one friend in the car. Why? Because you get three, four, five teens in a car and it gets loud and stuff starts happening and music gets played. And that is very, very distracting for a driver, especially I think even more so at night. And guess what happens? Then accidents happen. So I can understand that driver not wanting that environment in his car, and it has nothing to do with anybody's tan level. Now, I can't speak to exactly what happened before. I making some guesses based on everything I'm seeing. Like, in my opinion, that whole kidnapping thing was 100% a made up lie by a vicious person who wants to get that man in trouble, if not fired. Because there's nothing you saw in any of the way those women behaved that made you think they just went through an attempted kidnapping. Just saying. But this is what you're getting from the WNBA. This is going to make this makes it very difficult to grow as a league. They need to start setting some boundaries and having some consequences for their athletes. And by the way, she can put him on IG Live and put him on blast like that and make, to me, what is a very completely made up accusation. But we we've got this. I've never once interacted with this woman, but she has me blocked. That's not weak sauce at all. But again, she can't bear to have anyone that says anything that isn't complete praise of the wonderful, wonderful human being she seems to be. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later.